If you're moving to Orlando and you've narrowed your search down to, let's say, Clermont or Horizon West, we are actually facing one of the biggest, toughest decisions in Central Florida real estate. Because these two areas, they attract really the same buyers. You got families, relocation buyers, people looking for newer homes, people looking for great schools, people wanting a better quality of life. But here's what's really fascinating. You see, most buyers think they're choosing between two similar communities, but they're not. In reality, they're choosing between two completely different lifestyles. You see, one offers a lot more space, more house, and often more value for your money, where the other one offers, let's say, really one of the most sought after master plan lifestyles anywhere in Florida. And depending on your priorities, one of these areas can be perfect for you, while the other can become really a major disappointment. So today, we're going to compare Clermont with Horizon West, head to head. Now, by the end of this video, you're going to know exactly which one is right for your family, your budget, and your lifestyle. And make sure you stay until the end, because I'm going to tell you which area I recommend for 5 different buyers, 5 different types of buyers. And one of the answers will surprise you as it does almost everybody. Hi, I'm David Dowell, real estate broker and real estate attorney here in Orlando, Florida. Now, over the past few years, I've helped a lot of people move here to Central Florida. And I've noticed something really interesting. You see, a lot of the buyers that are moving here, they start their search convinced that they want Horizon West. And I get it. I live there. I love it. It's a fantastic place. But then they visit Clermont. Now, others start their search convinced that they want Clermont. Then they tour Horizon West. And suddenly everything changes. You see, that's because photos online, they don't tell the whole story. The feel of these communities, Horizon West and Clermont, is dramatically different. So I want to break it down to you a little bit today. Now, let's start off with what happens when people first drive through each area. Well, when buyers visit, let's say Horizon West, they usually say, wow, everything feels so new. And they're right. You see, the roads are new. The shopping centers are new. The schools, the communities, the restaurants, the homes. Everything feels modern, organized, planned, intentional. Now let's compare that to Clermont. You see, the first thing that many buyers notice at Clermont is the scenery, the hills, the lakes, the elevation changes, which is rare in Florida. And if you're moving from another state, this really surprises you. It's because most people don't expect Florida to have hills. As I said, there's not many, especially here in Central Florida. But Clermont also feels more spread out. It's more natural. It's a lot more relaxed. It's more connected to the outdoors, is probably the best way of saying it. Right away, buyers start gravitating towards one or the other, though. And that does tell you a lot. So let's look at what does your money buy? I want to talk about one of the biggest reasons buyers compare these two areas, and that's value. This is where Clermont gets really, really interesting. You see, generally speaking, in Clermont, buyers can get a lot more square footage in the house, larger lots. They can have those really big backyards, and sometimes they get newer homes for the same money. And that's a really powerful combination, especially for families relocating from high-cost states, like New York, New Jersey, Illinois, Connecticut. So there's a lot of advantages to Clermont. But now let's talk a little bit about Horizon West. See, you might get a little bit less house, less space in Horizon West because of the costs. But you're often buying into one of the most desirable communities in all of Central Florida. You see, you're paying for the location, schools, amenities, the community design, convenience, and really access to everything that this area offers. But here's the question I ask buyers. Would you rather have a bigger house, or would you like to have a more convenient and casual lifestyle? Well, there isn't a right answer, but there is a right answer for you, and that's what you've got to consider. So let's move on. Let's talk about schools, family life. This is one of the biggest reasons that people are moving to these two areas. Families, number one. Both Clermont and Horizon West, they attract families really in huge numbers. They're both really popular. Both of these areas offer access to highly regarded schools, from kindergarten all the way up to high school. Both of these provide family-oriented environments. But there is, in my opinion, a noticeable difference. You see, Horizon West it often feels like it was designed around family life. Remember, it's brand new, this entire area. And it's master planned. But you've got so many neighborhood parks. Every neighborhood, every subdivision has multiple parks. Walking trails. You've got so many community events, recreation areas, playgrounds for kids everywhere, dog pens, play areas. They're everywhere. But Clermont also offers really an outstanding family environment, but it's different. It feels less master planned and more naturally developed over time. And some families actually prefer that, but others prefer the structure and the organization of Horizon West. Now, again, it just comes down to your personal preference. So let's talk about location, maybe commute. This is an overlooked factor. Commute is. It's always overlooked by people because this category becomes very, very important after you've lived somewhere for a few months. Horizon West has a really major advantage here because in Horizon West, you're a lot closer to Disney, the theme parks, Windermere, Winter Garden, major highways, most of the employment centers, most of the shopping and entertainment. Clermont can still be pretty convenient depending on where you're located in Clermont. But for many buyers working in Orlando, I think Horizon West often means quite a bit less driving. And that can have a significant impact on the quality of your life, guys, because time matters. The less time you're spending in traffic on the roads, the more time you're spending at home with your family. So let's move on. Let's talk about lifestyle, things to do. This category is where buyers usually make their decision, one way or the other. Not because of logic, but just because of the feel, emotion. Let's start with Horizon West. The lifestyle is more active. The area is a lot more modern. It's convenient. It's all community focused. Everything feels connected from one area to the other. Many of the neighborhoods are designed around parks, trails, and amenities. And they're designed around other subdivisions as well. But let's look at Clermont. Clermont, it offers completely different type of lifestyle. You've got the lake life, boating, cycling, outdoor recreation, waterfront parks, a growing downtown, which is fantastic. I need to talk about another day in another video. But it's a much slower pace in Clermont. A lot of people are moving from busy metropolitan areas who are coming from those areas. They find Clermont refreshing, different. It feels just less crowded, less rushed, more relaxed. Now, neither of these lifestyles, Horizon West or Clermont, would I say are better, but they're just different. Once again, it's got to depend on what you want, but just understand it's different. Now, let me talk about the next round, future growth of these two areas. Now, both of them are continuing to grow rapidly, both very rapidly, actually. But the growth feels different. In Horizon West, it's one of the fastest growing master planned communities in Florida. I think when it was first being built 20 years ago, it was the fastest growing and biggest in the United States. Horizon West has a lot of new businesses coming in and they will continue to have more coming in. They've got new schools, they've got new restaurants, new development. Growth is happening everywhere around Horizon West. And I don't mean growth going up, it's just out. More commercial businesses, residential coming in. Clermont, it's still growing too, a lot, but it's different. Much of the appeal from Clermont comes from the fact that it still maintains a distinct identity. It's that small town feel. So the challenge for both communities is balancing growth with quality of life. And that's something that local leaders will continue navigating for years. But I think when it comes down to it, Clermont, no matter how much it grows, it's always going to have that small town feel. So we got to ask the question, who should choose Clermont? Okay? If you're coming into town, what people want to buy in Clermont? Well, my recommendation is to buy or choose Clermont if you want more house for your money. You love outdoor recreation. Just get outside, walk, bike, run around. You enjoy lakes, nature. You want a more relaxed pace style of life. And you don't mind being a little bit further from Orlando, from the downtown area and the attractions. If this is you, then I think you'll absolutely love Clermont. Now, on the flip side, who should choose Horizon West? Well, I think you should choose Horizon West if you want newer communities. You prioritize convenience. You want excessive amenities. You have young children. You prefer a master planned community. You want to be close to basically everything in that area and all around Orlando. So Horizon West may be exactly what you're looking for if you're one of these people. So what's the final verdict? Who wins? Honestly, it's got to be both. Because the winner depends entirely on what you value. And that's what you got to ask yourself before you're picking a house. What kind of neighborhood is right for you? If maximizing your lifestyle convenience is your goal, Horizon West, it's got a really strong case. But if maximizing value and space is your goal, Clermont becomes incredibly compelling. And here's what I've learned after helping a lot of relocation buyers coming down here. The happiest homeowners aren't necessarily the ones who bought the most expensive house. They're the ones who chose the community that matched their lifestyle. That's the secret, guys. Now, if you're considering moving to Clermont, Horizon West, Winter Garden, Windermere, or anywhere else in Central Florida, I'd be very happy to help you out, guys. Now, just shoot me a text, email, or a phone call. But if you've been to this area and you're familiar with it, I want you to comment below. Which do you prefer? Horizon West or Clermont?